Asmongold had a lot of negative videos to make about the film before it aired for months. Hollywood never learns. Hollywood is panicking. This is, again, before anyone's ever seen it. The Odyssey's fucked. The whole internet rejected it. They got the AI thumbnails and all that good stuff.
If the movie had released in its original state, then I think that it would have not been successful. Nolan names might save it. They'll never stop and blame us and keep going on to the next one. Well, eventually companies are going to stop paying for it. I think that if the
And then it broke records, so none of what y'all said or none of what he's saying right now really fucking matters. Because numbers don't lie, and the numbers prove like I don't know what the fuck to tell you, bro. Like the movie crushed. Like none of what you're saying fucking matters.
Odyssey fails, it will be such a bad kind of a blow to that whole ideology that we might see a lot of it just totally go away. 265,000 dislikes. Insane timeline where a Christopher Nolan movie about a grizzled white dudes and beautiful women is too woke to watch. Paul is intentionally misunderstanding, as always, right? Everybody knows why they cast a black woman as Helen of Troy.
Why? I want you to expand on that, please. Because it can't be because the actress is phenomenal, even though she is. I want you to expand on that, Asmongold. Why do you believe that they cast a black woman in this? I want to hear it.
Everybody knows why you have Elliot Page that's being cast in this movie as...
Why? Explain yourself. Don't just say everybody knows and leave it up to the interpretation of your dumbass audience. I want you to expand on that. Why do you believe this? I'm being so dead ass. Why do you believe this, Asmongold? Please expand on this. Expand on the point you're making. Loud and Wrong. It's a video by Abba and Preach. I saw a couple seconds of it. They're representing Asmongold. If y'all are not familiar with Asmongold, he's the number one political Twitch streamer. He's also one of the biggest grifters, morons, buffoons, just all around just terrible people. Promotes colonization, doesn't shower, doesn't clean his house, has dead roaches in his house, just overall, and thinks he's somehow genetically superior. Don't really know how that works. But yeah, I've been preach. Gonna talk about Asmongold, and I'm pretty sure it's about the Odyssey. It's about the movie The Odyssey, which I have not seen yet. I am planning on seeing it, but they're gonna talk about it. We're gonna cover it. We're gonna go. Let's go, guys.
Ever since Odyssey came out, there's been a lot of talk about it. And before it even came out, people were losing their minds about the film. But I thought it'd be fun today to look at some of the response, because if you're not aware, the Odyssey's destroying at the box office. It is surpassing what The Dark Knight made in the movies. I think it's well over 300 million into.
Shout out Christopher Nolan. Domestic weekend box. Damn. I didn't even know there was a Toy Story 5 or a Moana. Hey, shout out to Evil. I didn't know there was no Evil Dead. I'm not been tapped into the movies lately, I guess. Except I just saw the new Spider-Man. Other than that, I guess I've been tapped in. But damn, shout out Christopher Nolan.
Passing what The Dark Knight made in the movies. I think
Odyssey processed USD 639.6 million globally, beats The Dark Knight to become Chris Nolan's best second week. Ooh, Christopher Nolan again. Shout out, bro. And I love The Dark Knight, but hey, good for him, man.
it's well over 300 million in weeks, and I think internationally it's closer to 600. So it already passed its budget. It's doing fantastic, and it's looking like it's gonna hit some major marks. Okay, which for a movie with the themes that are involved, not always what you would expect, but that's the success level. Prior to the movie coming out, a lot of folks had so much to say. It was basically a giant culture war point where people were basically like, oh, it's going to be a flop.
Why? Stacy is out. My bad. I saw Stacy was right. Then I saw political Stacy, and I already knew. But honestly, I don't know. Me created their first failure. I don't know why. Why is he going to lose money for this? Hold on. A culture war point. Why? Why was a culture war talking? Why? What happened? Hold on.
It's got a trans woman and.
Oh my God. They're never right about that. You know that, right? Fucking Elliot Page. Dude, really? A kid. Dude, no. I think I'm even more happy it broke all these records. I'm already a fan of Christopher Nolan's movies, but now I'm really glad it broke records just so these people look like fucking morons. It's always want to bitch about something. Like, what the?
Or trans man, Elliot Page has got a black woman as Helen Troy. A lot of people were
Oh my God, who cares, man? God damn, make your own movies. Wait, you do, and they suck. Like, I'm sorry, movies suck. Like, that's not on us that you're not creative enough or talented enough to do art. I'm sorry. I'm suck.
A lot. You guys can see here on the screen. 9 days ago, the Odyssey just broke the internet. Everyone's lying about this movie.
Jesus Christ, Asmongold. What the fuck? It's not this serious, Asmongold. For you to do this many videos back to back, it's not this fucking serious, dude.
You know, asking a lot of negative videos to make about the film before it for months. Hollywood never learns. Hollywood is panicking. This is, again, before anyone's ever seen it. The Odyssey's fucked. The whole internet rejected it. They got the AI thumbnails and all that good stuff.
If the movie had released in its original state, then I think that it would have not been successful. Nolan names might save it. They'll never stop and blame us and keep going on to the next one. Well, eventually companies are going to stop paying for it. I think that if the
And then records, so none of what y'all said or none of what he's saying right now really fucking matters. Because numbers don't lie, and the numbers prove I don't know the fuck to tell you, bro. Like the movie, like none of what's saying fucking matters.
Odyssey fails, it will be such a bad, like, kind of that whole, that we might see a lot of it just totally go away. 265,000 dislikes. Insane timeline where a Christopher Nolan movie about a grizzled white dudes and beautiful women is too woke to watch. Paul is intentionally misunderstanding, as always, right? Everybody knows why they cast a black woman as Helen of Troy.
Why? I want you to expand on that, please. Because it can't be because the actress is phenomenal, even though she is. I want you to expand on that, Asmongold. Why do you believe that they a black woman in this? I want to hear it.
Everybody knows why you have Elliot Page that's being cast in this movie as
Why? Explain yourself. Don't just say everybody knows and leave it up to the interpretation of your dumbass audience. I want you to expand on that. Why do you believe this? I mean, why do you believe this, Asmongold? Please, please expand on this point you're making.
as like a Greek word or something like that. This is just simply not something people are interested in because they
You don't know what people are interested in it because you don't go the fuck outside. You're on Twitter and you don't go outside. You don't know what people want because you're not around people. You are a shut in.
realize that it's being done for a political reason.
Believe it or not,
It's not at all. I don't even think politics even were a single fucking thought. And what I mean by this, culture war politics. I don't think anything culture war related was involved or influenced in anything that went into this movie or the casting. And if it was, the only reason it was is so motherfuckers like you would about it. That's it. That's right. Because they knew you would complain about it and everybody else would go see the movie and realize it's really not that bad. That's really all this is for. It's just anti-woke promotion. The anti-woke losers are complaining about the movie because there's a black person, a transgender person, and then they go see the movie and realize it's not that bad and realize these people are the freak losers that we all thought they were. It's clever marketing, I'm not gonna lie. It's phenomenal, but it's like I don't know what the fuck to tell you. Like no, not happening like that.
outside of a lot of these echo chambers and these places online, a lot of people live in life and don't think about gender and transness and blackness and whiteness when they go to every piece of media when they're watching it. I know that's surprising because for some people it's very dear and close to them, and you know, most people don't care. Vast majority of like the normies who I've talked to about the film have not mentioned any of these points, so I just thought worth mentioning.
Yeah, because I think they don't care. If you go outside and touch grass,
No, they don't care. They want to see if it's a good movie or not. They don't care that they cast a black woman to play Helen of Troy. They don't care that they casted Elliot Page to play Achilles. Nobody cares. We're trying to see if the movie's good or not, if it's entertaining or not. And guess what? By the record and by the reception from the audience, it was good. I've already planned on going to see the movie. If it ain't cool, if it's not, hey, maybe Greek mythology in that aspect is not for me. I don't know. Maybe it might be. There might be single. I mean, I movie 300. I like the original movie about Achilles, so just like, oh, this might be a movie for me. I like. But if it's not, hey, a black woman telling a Troy or Elliot. God, I don't know why I can't say Elliot. I can say Elliot Stabler. For some reason, that just blanked on me. Elliot Page is fucking Achilles. Like, it's not the reason why that's gonna take me or like not having not like the film. Like,
grass.
Yes.
People don't care.
Going back to the poem and looking at, okay, what's sort of behind it, the golden rule of the idea that, treat others would be treated, the glue that binds together.
Oh, you're bitching about him saying treat people how you want to be treated. You're over there having some weirdo reaction to that. That's why people call him a grifter sometimes. Because motherfucker, I cannot believe you actually give this much of a fuck. I can't believe you give this much of a fuck without it leading to your audience giving you more money. I can't believe it. No.
The more I thought about it, the more that became important. Society can only function with respect for strangers. It's a point of connection.
Also, Tom Holland's in the fucking movie. And who doesn't love Tom Holland?
With this text of 3,000 years ago.
It's crazy that you can say that about the Odyssey when everything in the Odyssey is the exact opposite of that.
You don't know. He knows nothing about this. And I know he knows nothing about this. He doesn't know shit about this at all. What are you talking about? Oh, that's a good thumbnail. Hold on. That's a great thumbnail. Hold on. Just had to grab that thumbnail real quick.
They're literally sailing across the fucking ocean to steal a bitch back. They raid a city, kill everybody in the fucking city, and then they go back home, and then obviously Odysseus is an asshole, so Poseidon's like, well, you're not gonna go back home because you're a fucking asshole. They sail away, and then you've got the hose trying to fucking get you to crash your ship.
By hose, he's referring to the sirens.
This is the really dumbass version of trying to explain the Odyssey. This is the really, really dumbass for that. Like, this guy sounds like a fucking idiot trying to tell me what this movie is about. And I guarantee you this is not what that movie's about.
Just wanted to, give you a hood translation.
One hoe that's there that keeps trying
Straight from the trailer park.
to
Seriously, straight. Oh, fuck.
brainwash Odysseus, doesn't know what the fuck's going on, and then he gets back to his own house. There's a bunch of fucking foreigners there.
I was waiting for him like, then he back to his own house and he found out his wife Penelope was running the OnlyFans and was in the middle of a gangbang with all the suitors. And he said, "Yo, bun that." Then he killed her on
Red pill shit. Yo, shut the fuck. For real. It sounds like the dumbass insult version of describing the movie The Odyssey. This is really what this is. Like, this is dumbass red pill translation of Greek mythology. And it's with a Park Boy twist. Actually, no, Trailer Park Boys actually had somewhat real qualities. Asmongold really doesn't. Like, at all. There's none at all. So, what the fuck?
He's like the last in the Odyssey.
Okay, so I can tell you guys how wrong that is. Even if you go read the original works, hospitality is incredibly important throughout the Odyssey. They mention it. Basically, the whole idea was like, you don't know if it's
The most immediate religious reason to follow Xenia was the belief that any stranger could be a god traveling in disguise to test human virtue. The protector Zeus was known as Zeus Xenios, Zeus the protector of strangers. In consequence, mistreating a weary traveler meant risking the direct catastrophic wrath of the king of the gods. Welcoming them brought divine favor. So basically, the complete opposite of what Asmongold believes. So they were very, very nice to virtue to foreigners. Asmongold does not believe in that. He believes being brutal and cruel to foreigners at any chance you get just because you can. That's Asmongold right there.
it's a god in disguise. So you're better off just being kind to folks. And it's also a matter of survival. Like I said last time, you live on a bunch of islands. There's no refrigerators. There's no Amazon. There's no fast food joints. Okay, you guys put you in an actual place where you're at sea for dozens of days and you need to be able to survive. You have to stop by places and people are basically hospitable. They offer you what you need to make sure you're able to go on your voyage.
Right.
That was a matter of survival. But that was also in the original retelling. So when I hear this guy yap and he's got all this energy for this film and it's like he's not familiar with the material, that's what I know. It's like very identity politics at the forefront of this. People are told they have to hate certain aspects, and so they'll justify it, and they'll claim that they care deeply. They care, but you don't know the original story. You don't ever really care. This is just a political point.
That's what bothers you? That he has so much energy for to criticize this movie, but not to clean his fucking toilet?
I was gonna go pee.
Yeah?
What happened to your toilet?
What?
There's like a baby.
No, there's not.
Yo. Oh, yeah. I forgot. Uncle got a new girlfriend. I didn't cover that because I didn't really care because I'm like, okay, good for him, I guess. But yeah, no, that's nasty. No, that relationship cannot last long because that is a disgusting human being. You know what you do to be willing to stay with that level of disgusting? Like, seriously. Like fucking, like that's real straight out shit right there. Like unbelievable nasty shit. Like that's gross.
I think that's
It's
worse.
Preach's face. Like it's like just like the fuck did I just hear?
I'd rather someone doesn't clean their toilet than do this shit. Go read the original. It's 100% one of the central themes. His version of how he tells the story is very fascinating, actually, because I think, yes, it is.
Like at a point, you have to stop coping. Okay, well, let me read some of the comments. The face that emptied 1,000 seats.
All right, well, listen, like I said, selling out multiple weekends, doing great. It's the highest grossing film, or at least one of them this year.
The Birdman is saying the Odyssey trailer dislikes are bought it or fake.
You guys know I've been saying for forever that these are not showing you the actual fact.
It's a
Retweeted these
projection,
like,
yeah. Like, oh, being disliked 5-1, it's being disliked 3-1.
Maybe he is coping. Maybe the dislikes are not 5-1. Maybe they're.
But Asmongold's coping too by going to the comment section of his videos as a frame of reference or going to Twitter. He's coping. Like all around the box office shows that this movie was successful. It surpassed its budget. But for some reason, Asmongold wants to cope like a motherfucker over this because it's a political talking point now, I guess. Anything that has black or brown in it or some sort of LGBTQ in it, they just have to make a political talking point because they don't really give a fuck about real problems. That's legitimately all this is. Just people not giving a fuck about real problems.
They're 3-1. Sure. What does it matter? You know, we've to the point where we think genuinely if a trailer comes out and it's got massive dislikes, it means the movie's going to flop. And the reason why I wanted to even talk about this is like I mentioned last time, I do feel like some of the marketing on this may be intentionally purposeful. You know, maybe all trains that people launch don't actually have a negative but a positive effect, because I know I heard about the film because of the hate train that came along with, you know, the asthma types and everyone hating on the film. Maybe. I think y'all might all be being manipulated into advertising the movie indirectly.
I think what about marketing? There's
I said at the beginning of the video, like anti-woke says how shitty this movie is because it's a different, just because there's a minority in it, basically. Making the talking point, people go actually see the film, and it's breaking records. They're literally using y'all outrage to sell their shit. And I say, go ahead, keep doing it. Just doing it, I swear to God.
rarely a case of, oops, didn't do it on purpose. That's not marketing.
There's a lot of intention.
It's a lot of intention. They know what they're doing. Even the outrage. Outrage, you talk about it. People are gonna get curious. Why are you so pissed off about it? Yeah. So I think, yes, they are being psyoped into talking shit about it, and it's working wonderfully for that movie. That movie is making bank. It's making money.
100%.
That's it.
If I grant you, there's very little to no bots, you know, which I believe, because I think we've all seen, remember with the whole Twitter update, and then they started showing the locations of a lot of popular hateful accounts?
Yes.
And then we found out it was like in India, pretending to be like these white ones, like south of states. Yeah. There's definitely farms and things involved in these, but let's say it's all real. What does it matter? If it doesn't translate to how the overall movie sells, if the movie is going to be critically acclaimed and also loved by a grand majority of the audience, what does it really matter? I think it's fine to look at this and say what is accurate. The movie's controversial to some degree, that some of the casting choices, not everyone's on board. I think that's generally true. But does that mean that's going to translate to a flop? Clearly not. And
No.
I think it's okay.
But move the goalposts on it. They really are the goalposts on the success of this movie, because that's what happens. Not up and preach, but the people that are against this movie who don't like it because of the diversity in it, they're going to move the goalposts on it because they're going to look at that and think it's going to be something else. They're going to spend something else. They're going to move on to something else to be pissed about. But this will blow over, and they're not going to give a fuck about this in like another month or some shit.
Okay to look at that and be honest about that.
Look how many people hate it. Look how many people like it.
True.
If it's 1/3 of the people dislike it and 2/3 of the people like it, but the 2/3 of the people liking it equals to billions of people, who gives a fuck? They sold to 1 billion people. No, to 3 billion people.
Yeah.
1/3 of them like it. You think they view this as a flop? A flop, according to me, is when you spend so much money into doing something and you're not able to recuperate your money. If
Moana. Perfect example, Moana.
you sell to 3 billion people something and 1 billion didn't like it, I'm looking back at my pockets and my bank account and ain't nothing flopping.
And they're going to move the goalposts. First, it's going to be a flop.
Yes.
Now it's not as successful as this, not as successul. Like, it's okay. You guys saw the whole that because your community or a grand majority of the people and your part of the web hated it, it was going to flop. And now that's not the case. You have to make a new goalpost. People disliking the movie is fine. There's nothing wrong with that. The question is like all these trains that unfold, and people were declaring it a failure before they even watched it. People were declaring it a failure 6 months ago before a trailer ever came out when they saw the casting list. Like, everyone's very reactionary with all this stuff. I appreciate the fact that people actually went to watch it and then made their reviews or made their opinions. But for the people who didn't, it's okay too. You don't have to pay money to watch a Nolan film or watch this film specifically.
Look at me. I'm the Helen now.
That's a good one.
I think I'll enjoy them too.
Rotten Tomatoes says The Odyssey is a 97% score. The raw JSON data proves that it's actually 56%. Out of the 886 active Rotten Tomatoes users who, at the time of this writing, navigated to the site on their own to write The Odyssey,
Just looking at all like Thor: Love and Thunder, just all of them they would consider woke. He's just looking at all of that shit.
56% rated it positively. The current generated 97% score displayed so prominently is simply an artifact of a push notification pipeline heavily biased towards opening weekend ticket buyers.
Okay, I read that and I thought that was interesting. I'm like, wait, are they presenting to the public numbers that are completely made up and fake? What they're talking about is that on Rotten Tomatoes, it's got very good reviews. It's got good reviews from the critics and it's got very good reviews from the public, right? And I think it showed like something above 90%. So he said the raw data shows a drastically different score, which is closer to 50%. Now, what is the difference between those two scores and why there's a difference? Is it just them lying about the numbers? No. What they do is that in order to avoid people who are just leaving reviews that haven't watched the film, or if they have no way of really verifying it, what they're going to highlight or what they're going to prioritize are people who have confirmed to have bought a ticket and seen the film, and those reviews automatically get verified. I agree with this notion, mostly because there have been instances of people launching these campaigns where they're like, go mass review it, guys, and people who've never seen the film as part of like some kind of social media. But in the sweeping of that, you often get people who have seen the film who may have a good or a bad review, but because they don't confirm that they've actually watched the film, that's the issue. So when they're talking about push versus pull, the push aspect is that some people have apps where they confirm on a specific thing that they've bought a ticket and they leave a review on like a sister website or something, and that links often to Rotten Tomatoes. So people who went to go watch the film and had this set up, their reviews were automatically filtered in. Now, you could say there's selection bias there. There probably is, because the people who are more likely to do this whole intricate process are probably people who are more likely to like leave these kinds of reviews, more concerned or interested in movies. You can find a lot of different reasons why there might be a filtering numbers. But folks just looking at raw data of people leaving reviews anywhere on the internet without even confirming whether or not they've watched the film isn't a good way to judge whether or not the public likes it. The timing.
No, and I get that. I understand what he's saying. And it's saying like just the interpretation, also just the fact that sometimes it's just people asking to review a movie, even if they didn't even see it. I get it. It's kind of like both ways. Some people are going to movie before they even see it. Some people are going to review a movie, give it a positive review, and have never seen the fucking film. Both are not judgments of whether or not that movie's going to be successful. So yeah, it's basically the point Abba's made. But no, he's correct about that.
Whether the public likes a film they've never watched makes no sense. I want to see reviews of people who actually watched the film, personally. Now, still find to criticize the fact that this audience review is only based off verified users, but that's very different than saying Rotten Tomatoes lying about the numbers. Does that make sense?
It does, but they don't want to hear it. They don't care. He wants to hate the movie.
Of course, because it's like a political thing.
He needs to hate the movie. Yeah, fuck that movie.
He seems to feel bad about being a warrior, and we never actually get to see him doing much warrioring, which I thought in a way was a bit of a shame. And I think that's one of the big challenges for Nolan.
So if you don't know who this is, she's the one who wrote the 2017 version of The Odyssey. And when she wrote that, Nolan used some inspiration from her book, though he took from other places. She's actually not a fan of the film.
Did she watch it?
No, but
No, she didn't. But I get it. She wrote a book on the Odyssey. And I think because maybe she didn't like it because it wasn't a direct translation of her work, which understandable. Maybe how you wrote it is not how you would have put it on film. But also, he did point out the fact that Christopher Nolan took a little bit from her book, took a little bit from other places in order to make the Odyssey. So, I can understand that. My bad, people. My bad.
she did review it, unverified.
has to make the protagonist a likable all-American hero, basing this on a poem where the hero is not necessarily motivated by being a nice suburban parent, but actually by he wants glory and he wants to get spoils from the sack of a city.
So even she's criticizing it? That's funny.
He's criticizing, but you're not even paying attention to the criticisms that she's saying. You're just taking that, oh, she's criticizing the movie, so I'm obviously right. You're not even paying attention to the criticism she's giving about it. So what the fuck? Like, you really thought you ate that? Like, no.
He criticizes film as some degree of like feminist slop. And then when like feminist, I guess, writer with the film to some degree is like, isn't that crazy that people have similar ideologies and they disagree? Isn't that funny? I was like, yeah, it's healthy.
All the time.
Healthy. It's good that they disagreed on the vision of it because it shows that Nolan didn't use her adaptation as like a 100% thing, that he used parts of it as inspiration.
No, you're supposed to be with the team.
Bro.
If you're not riding, you're not dying.
Greek mythology is interesting because it's so present in a lot of our media, whether it's like the Disney stuff that we saw, or some of the shit shows like Hercules and Xena, or some of the video games like God of War. Like what?
He just shattered on
Hercules and Xena was horrible.
That was
They were. Have you guys?
It was great.
All right,
It doesn't hold up, I'm sorry.
No, he caught it. He caught it. Amazing actor.
Yeah. To be honest with you, Ellen Page was great in the film. Wasn't amazing in terms of acting, but did fine. Had a really good as one of the soldiers, and all the people losing their mind was really overblowing it. They didn't portray Elliot Page as this super masculine, just a brave soldier who died basically trying to sell a lie. That's it. There was nothing in there that's like, they're pretending it's a strong man. Nothing like that. So, I don't know. Some of the outrage, I get it. But I honestly think people are too cooked by identity politics and they've let it consume their brains. But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter what anyone else thinks. The movie's selling amazingly well. The whole cancel culture thing that was supposed to happen never happened or materialized. And I would argue, this is like the point I wanted to end the most, was just like, yeah. I'm only here or watching this film, I haven't watched it because, people were fake outraged to them. And it turned out to be a really great piece of media. I have talked to a lot of people, a lot of folks have different opinions, and I respect a lot of the difference from folks who've watched it and elucidate why they hated the film or didn't like certain aspects. But online chatter, a lot of it's just nonsense.
There's people, they want to hate something.
Yeah.
And they won't let it go. They make it
100%.
a identity. It's my identity. I have to hate this piece of work.
No, I think it's important.
Are you cool?
I think it's important because I think we've gone past the whole phase of like, cancel culture being aware of it. But some people still think that shit's real. I'm like, no, you're just too. Y'all niggas need to get off the internet and go in real life because motherfuckers don't care about your culture war.
No. It's from Alvin Preach, guys. That was a good ass video, man. Peace.